Hi, amazing viewers. Welcome to Christianity over Islam with Shamoun. And on today's debate, Shamoun and Islam, Mohammed Hijab and Metaphysician run away from debate. Let's watch this amazing video.
Jay Dyer reached out to me and he said, would you want to do a 2-on-2? Him and I against Muslims. Now, I most likely have heard of Fresh and Fit, but I haven't paid attention to it. I now am finding out it's a massive, huge platform. Fresh and Fit, I guess, put out a notice that they want 2 Christians versus 2 Muslims. So he then tagged me on Twitter. And then initially they wanted to get Mohammed Hijab. Mohammed Hijab backed down. When he found out it's going to be me and Jay Dyer, he didn't want to do it. So Daniel Hakikachu stepped up. Jake stepped up. Now, let me tell you how it works. Jake stepped up. Now, I'm going to give you some inside information. Jake stepped up to debate. Now, I chimed in here and there, but very infrequently. I said, Jay, I'll trust you. I'll follow your lead. Whatever you agree, I follow. You decide. So I jumped in here and there, didn't really say much because I wanted to silence Daniel Hakikachu in his lie that I'm running from him. And by the power of the Lord Jesus Christ, he got exposed because he's overrated. When I tell you guys, these guys are terrible, they are. They're terrible. He chose Trinity Tawheed. Then he chose morality according to the scriptures and then authenticity of scriptures. The only thing I asked, and they agreed, let's do authenticity of scripture second, because you just saw displayed before your eyes Islamic Dilemma 101. When I tell every one of you that the arguments we use are battle-tested arguments, we've used the arguments in debates, and the Lord Jesus has empowered us by His Spirit to perfect these arguments, to make them irrefutable. You saw it. If you learn the arguments, they cannot refute you. You'll demolish all their lies and blasphemies. So that's why I wanted that second, and they agreed. I go, glory to Jesus. He's delivering them into my hands. So that's what happened. Now, at first, we're going to do it Wednesday. Then word came back. We're going to do it Friday. And then Jay kept telling me, are you game? I go, I'm open. It was the last minute today. Jay said, can you do it today? I had just woken up from my sleep. He goes, can you go today? I go, absolutely. Last minute, because they kept saying, initially it was going to be today. Then they changed it to Friday. But now let me give you inside information. Earlier on my Facebook Messenger, Jake manifested. Muslim metaphysician manifested. Because I called them out to debate. And I called out the Muslims to debate. Now go back.
This is the place where this video gets more interesting. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do it to subscribe.
I called out Jake and all the Muslims. I said, here's my challenge. I'll take Jake first, if he mans up, and I'll debate all of you on standing for truth. Standing for truth, Donnie is one of the best. He's got one of the best platforms. He's a superb moderator, and I love him. So I said, standing for truth will host them. And I got Donnie to agree. And here are my debate challenges. I'm challenging them. First, Muhammad's view of the Bible. Second, does the Bible teach the Trinity? Third, does Islam teach Tawheed? Now, you see how fair that is? I'm putting myself on the defensive. Does the Bible teach Trinity? Scripture-based argument. And do your Islamic sources teach Tawheed? Now, I told Jake I'm calling him out. So he comes to me today and he says, oh, I accepted to debate the first topic, but you have to agree to debate my topic. I go, no, because the topics I gave you are fair. Because you're going to debate whether Islam teaches Tawheed, and I'm going to debate whether the Bible teaches Trinity. Because he wants to get me into a philosophical debate, and he knows I am not a philosopher. The philosophers who debated him have obliterated him. Bo Branson obliterated him. Jay Dyer obliterated him. And then he got obliterated by an Ismaili, showing why his Salafi anthropomorphism is irrational. So I wanted to keep it scriptural. First, notice how I set up. I go, the first debate, Muhammad confirmed the Bible. Because once we do that debate, any time after that he attacks the Bible, he proves Muhammad is an antichrist. See, you got to think like a spiritual chess player. He got upset. And I go, I know you want to run. And then he started getting nasty. We had an agreement not to insult each other. Guess what he did? He then blocked me on Messenger. That's what he did. Now, here's what's interesting. This is about 2 hours before the debate. Let me show you the messages. About 2 hours before the debate, his internet's working perfectly. Then we get word. I go into the messages about like half an hour before we begin. Daniel says, oh, he got word from Jake. He's having internet problems. He can't join the debate. How coincidental and convenient. Because he's supposedly in Morocco. Can you believe that? Let me show you. Does anyone buy that lie? Does anyone think that in reality does anyone really think, in reality, here it is, this guy had internet problems? I know I'm in your head. It's pretty empty, so lots of room. Stone is calling you. Can't even defend your Trinity, you coward. How am I not defending my Trinity when the debate is, does the Bible teach a Trinity? You talk a lot, but you're truly a coward. And I'm the one who blocked him. No, he blocked me. I'm the coward. So now notice what time this was, though. This is around 10:22 a.m., several hours before the debate. All of a sudden, he loses internet? Conveniently, he loses internet? How was it that his internet was working fine when he messaged me on Facebook Messenger, but right on the day of the debate, before the debate, hey, I'm losing internet. My internet is not working. I can't join the debate. All right, then let's reschedule. Let's do it Friday. No, he got scared, especially when I said that the Ismaili Muslim scholar, here he is, Kha Andani, this man right here, this man here, he debated him. He's an Ismaili Muslim. He destroyed Jake in the debate. And I said, man, I'm reading his PDF file. Man, this is good stuff. So I'm going to ask you questions about your Salafi Islam. He got upset and then eventually blocked me. So do you really think he had internet connection problems?
No, not at all.
I mean, only God knows, definitely. Only God knows, absolutely. But it is highly coincidental that earlier his internet is working. I call him out. He then blocks me. And right before the debate, oh, my internet connection is not working because he's in Morocco.
Bias aside. I mean, bias
the Muslims admit it. Here, did you see it? Dean responded. That's a Muslim saying, here, let's show you again. The Muslims are admitting it. Here, watch here again. Let me show it to you. Dean responded. Yeah, so, okay, now let's say, all right, well, the Christians are going to say their guy won. What do you say to this right here? It's right here. Debate review. It was a mess. Right here. Thank you, Muslims, for admitting your guys got slaughtered by Jesus Christ, the eternal Son of God. Here it is. I don't want to click on it. I don't want to give them views. Dean responds, debate review, it was a mess. And look at that emoji crying. And then I saw a comment where it's saying, you should debate Sam Shamoun. Yeah, I'll end his career too by the power of Jesus Christ.
Okay, but in verse
But you see the but? Because now I'm going to bury you with the but. But what?
In verse 14 it says the gospel is going to be preached all across the world, the whole world.
Okay, now you want me to embarrass you? Because according to the same New Testament, Romans 1:8, Romans 10:18, Colossians 1:6, Colossians 1:23, it says the gospel is already preached to the whole world before 70 AD. Burial, and we cremate it, and we now spread your ashes against the black stone. Yeah, what's your question?
The contradictions that are found within the Bible in John 15:1.
Okay, so what are you before I bury you and your contradictions? What are you?
Sure, I'm a Muslim, yeah.
Okay, so you just said Muhammad is a bastard because he confirmed the Bible. So do you agree he's a bastard?
I never said that in my
No, I didn't say you said. I'm saying Muhammad said it in the Quran. Your toilet paper called the
But he
Quran.
didn't confirm the Bible.
Chapter 2, verses 40 to 44. Stop barking before I muzzle you. Chapter 2, verses 40 to 44. Your fake prophet said, my Bible is true. Then I'm going to bury you in the contradiction of the Quran. And I'm going to make you lick the black stone for repentance. Open up chapter 2, verses 40 to 44.
Do you want to open up?
No, you want to read it? I don't want to read your toilet paper. Can you read it? Because you use it when you go to the bathroom. Go to chapter 2, verses 40 to 44. Read it for me.
All right, bro. Have a good night, man. I'm not arguing.
Yeah, okay, bye-bye. Get to the point, buddy.
Don't be half man. Don't be half man like your God.
No, I don't want to be a pedophile like your prophet who licked the black stone. Insult my... Shut up, stone licker. Let the guy defend his religion. Yes, Ibn Muta.
Doesn't Rashi say she was 3 years old?
No, he doesn't say in Genesis 24 she was 3. He didn't do that. Here, I have Rashi right here. For when Abraham came from Mount Moriah, he was informed that Rebekah had been born. You see? Yeah, bint Muta, you didn't read all of it, but Isaac was then. Let me read it. Okay, I'm going to bury you now. Isaac was then 37 years old. For at that time, Sarah died. And from that time, Isaac was born until the binding of Isaac. When Sarah died, were the 37 years. For she was 90 years old. Don't manifest like your prophet who started foaming. Hold on. Okay, Isaac was born and 127 when she died, as is stated. The life of Sarah was 127 years. This makes Isaac 37 years old, and at that time Rebekah was born. Now let's read it. Let's see what you didn't read. He waited for her until she'd be fit for marital relations, 3 years, and then married her. He didn't say she was 3 years old. You see, she misquoted it, because if she read it, she's saying that Isaac was 37 and he waited 3 years when he was 40 to marry her. She just misquoted it, because when he was 37, she still was not fit for marriage. He had to wait 3 years when he was 40, then she'd be fit. It didn't say she was 3. You butchered in front of me.
Where does God say, I, God, my divine essence does not change, or does he say, I, the Lord, do not change?
And that's Malachi 3:6, right? What's the context of Malachi 3:6?
That's where he said,
Okay, what's the context of Malachi 3:6? Don't quote verses you don't know. What does he mean he doesn't change? Means that he doesn't change. His purpose is. That's why he won't consume Israel. Don't misquote scripture. But the same Malachi, can I answer you? The same Malachi 3:6, if you didn't butcher it out of context, if you read verse 1, that same God who says, I, the Lord, do not change, he says that the Lord God will be appearing to the temple after he sends a messenger to prepare for him. Malachi 3:1.
Does God enter temples?
Yes, he does, because even your God descends to the Lord. Can I answer your question? Because you're misquoting Stephen and you're misquoting Solomon. I'll even make it better for you. Go to 1 Kings chapter 8, verses 10 to 13, where Solomon says that shall God really dwell in this house? The heaven and the heavens of heavens cannot contain thee. But then if you go on, 1 Kings 8, 12, 13, the same Solomon that Stephen is parroting, it says that God appeared in a pillar of cloud. And then God says, this is my place where I will dwell and my name will be here. You Bible butcher.
But I saw the debate that you guys had on TikTok, and I was like, I joined kind of late, so I was just like, well, who is this guy like Sam? And I looked you up on YouTube, and I watched one video, the video that you had with Matt, and I was like, I want to watch more. And I watched more, and I found a lot of verses that you brought up in the Quran. You're very well versed, and you're very knowledgeable, which is rare for, I find, people who are debating to be knowledgeable in the Quran and in the Bible. Yeah. And you made me think a lot.
So here's what I need you to say. Now, no pressure. You got to mean it from your heart.
No, I mean it.
Okay, here's what you're going to say. I renounce Islam.
I renounce Islam.
I do not believe Muhammad is a messenger.
I do not believe Muhammad is a messenger.
Nor Allah of the Quran is God.
Nor Allah of the Quran is God.
I believe with all my heart.
I believe with all my heart.
Jesus Christ is Lord.
Jesus Christ is Lord.
The Son of God.
The Son of God.
Who loves me.
Who loves me.
And gave himself for me.
And gave himself for me.
And I believe Jesus died and rose again.
And I believe that Jesus died and rose again.
And he's alive in his physical body.
And he's alive in his physical body.
And he'll return in his physical body.
And he will return in his physical body.
To judge the living and the dead.
To judge the living and the dead.
And my hope is in Jesus.
And my hope is in Jesus.
My trust is in Jesus.
My trust is in Jesus.
And I love him and worship him as my Lord.
And I love him and worship him as my Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Personally, I believe that Christians lack accountability because they say Jesus died for all of our sins, so we're forgiven and all we have to do is ask for forgiveness. But in Islam, it's different. So I believe that. What do you think about that?
I think you have no idea what you're talking about, because for a Christian to say that means he doesn't know Christianity.
No, I'm not a Christian, but...
Oh, then what are you?
I'm Muslim.
Oh, so you're saying that Christians say Jesus died for us, there's no accountability, but you're not a very knowledgeable Muslim, because according to your prophet in the Sound's narration, if you die saying there's no God but Allah, you will enter paradise, even if you commit zina and theft. So it seems like it's your prophet that says there's no accountability. Just say the Shahada, don't worry about it, because at the day of judgment, Muhammad intercede and take you out of hellfire, and then the Jews and Christians will be sent in your place to be tortured. So now you just buried Muhammad, so are you a Muslim?
No, you're making false parallels.
Actually, it is a sound parallel. If you're not that intelligent to get it, let me repeat it again. When your prophet says, if someone says there's no God but Allah, he will enter Jannah. And then when his companion says, even if he's committed zina and theft, yes. So your prophet's lying?
No, but in Islam, we're told to commit, to do good deeds.
Oh, you mean, so the same New Testament that says, if Jesus died for you, he died to ransom you so you don't sin, but be zealous for good deeds, and you should not sin because the Lord will rebuke you. Let's forget those passages, you Bible pervert.
Well, there's no need for name calling.
No, there is plenty of need for name calling, because I'm stooping to the level of your prophet. Don't play high and mighty, because if I quote your prophet insulting people, you're going to join me in spitting on him. So don't play high and mighty and holier than thou when you follow a hypocrite who insulted people and murdered them and had their women raped. Don't play the moral high ground with me. Why is it Islam the only major world religion that I know that guarantees you'll go to hell?
What do you mean by that?
In chapter 19, verses 71 to 72, it says Allah has fixed a decree. Everyone goes down to hell and only the God-fearing come out. Why is that?
Is that talking about the bridge of Sirat?
No, there is no bridge Sirat in the Quran. That you're reading later Islamic tradition back into the text. The text says, there's not one of you who shall not enter into it a decree fixed by your Lord, and only the God-fearing will come out, and it will leave the evildoers hobbling in it. Here it is. Not one of you there is, but he shall go down to it. That for thy Lord is a thing decreed, determined. And then 72 shows only the God-fearing will come out. Why is it your book says you're guaranteed you're going to go to hell, but you're not guaranteed you're going to come out lest you're God-fearing enough?
I'm not sure.
Can you read 1971-72 for him in context so you can see I'm not misquoting?
Not one of you there is, but he shall go down to it. That for your Lord is a thing decreed, determined. Then we shall deliver those that were God-fearing, and evildoers we shall leave there, hobbling on their knees.
So you catch it, the God-fearing and the evildoers will be in hell, but the God-fearing will come out, but the evildoers will remain hobbling there. So what kind of religion is this that causes me psychological trauma, where it guarantees I'm going to go to hell, but I don't know if I'm God-fearing that I'll be taken out? And you want me to abandon Jesus' promises for this? So that's why you don't believe the Quran is created, right?
The Quran is not created being.
Say it again. I want your Christian friend to hear that you're a pagan. So Quran is not created?
Yeah, Quran is not a created being.
Okay, is the Quran Allah?
No.
Okay, now, Carl, did you hear what he just said? I want you to see why your friend is a pagan. Did you hear what he just said? Carl?
Yes. Yes.
He just told you Quran is not created, Quran is not Allah. Now, Carl, I'm not too smart in math. Quran is not Allah, right? Carl? He just said it.
Yes.
And yet the Quran is uncreated, meaning it's not created, right, Carl?
Yes.
And Allah is not created.
Yes.
So now 1 + 1 is what?
2.
So he just taught you that there are two gods in his religion. Good job. You're a pagan. Is Allah your father? Yes or no?
The word father is a creation. Allah subhanahu is the creator.
Where does the Quran say the word father is a creation? Show that to me.
No, I'm using it just what I'm telling you. Like, that's what I'm saying.
If you're not
the
God,
word father, all fathers, every father that ever exists is a creation.
Okay. You're not
every father
God.
that's ever exists is a creation.
You're not God. You're not a prophet. You don't have wahi. I could care less for your opinion. Show me in the Quran where it says the term father is creation.
According to science, every father is a creation.
No, because if God is the original father, then he's uncreated. So much for your science. And secondly, the word Allah, is it Arabic?
Yes.
So now, according to science, is Arabic eternal, uncreated, or a created language?
Ask the question one more time.
According to the science you appeal to, is Arabic an uncreated eternal language or a language that's created?
It's a language that is created.
So Allah is created. Thank you. According to your logic, you just buried Allah. Non-Muslims.
Islam has the most beautiful rights for women.
Like beating you up, chapter 4, verse 34. That's beautiful. Narrated Abu Huraira. This Abu Huraira is classic. The Prophet said, the people of Bani Israel used to take bath naked, all together, looking at each other. The Prophet Moses used to take bath alone. So he used to go take a bath alone by himself. Now watch. They said, Wallahi, by Allah, nothing prevents Moses from taking a bath with us except that he has scrotal hernia. So they were making fun of him. He's embarrassed to take bath with us because he has a physical defect. Okay, now watch. This one I need you to help me understand. So once Moses went out to take a bath and put his clothes over a stone. Pay attention now, Yasmin. Over a stone. And then that stone ran away with his clothes. Wow. The stone ran and stole the clothes of Moses. Then what did Moses do? Moses followed that stone. He chased after that stone saying, my clothes are stone. Hold on, I'm sorry. My clothes are stone. My clothes are stone. wait, let me finish it. The people of Bani Israel saw him and said, Wallahi, Moses has no defect in his body. Moses took his clothes, and began to beat the stone. Ya kafir, ya munafiq. Abu Huraira added, by Allah, there are still 6 or 7 marks present on the stone from that excessive beating. If you were living at the time, Muhammad, be honest with me. I don't want you to lie. Fear God, because you believe you're going to stand before him. And Muhammad's companions came, or Muhammad came, your mother's a widow, or your sister's not married, or your grandmother's not married, and they say, we're going to do muta. I'm going to marry your mother for 3 days and then divorce her and pay her. What do you call that? What do you call that?
That's prostitution.
You just called your prophet a prostitute. because he allowed zawj al-muta. Don't lie. Don't try to tap them.
Look. So I did hear this in the Shi'i religion, but in the Sunni religion...
No, it's in the Sunnah. Your Prophet in Bukhari and Muslim, I'm going to give you the hadiths based on Surah Al-Ma'idah 587. He allowed muta, then abrogated it. So I'm not saying you do it till this day. I'm saying at the time your Prophet, when you, as a Sunni, believe he allowed it, then he canceled it later. So I'm not saying you do it today. That's why I asked you, if you're living at the time of your Prophet and he had made it halal, acceptable, what do you call your Prophet and his companions saying, go find a woman, marry her for 3 days, 2 days, doesn't matter, pay her and divorce her? You just called it prostitution. So you just called your Prophet a prostitute.
You mean a pimp?
Okay, let's be nice. A pimp. Okay, so you're okay with him being a pimp?
No, because he's not a pimp.
Oh, so you mean when they do that to someone's mother or sister, they're not treating her as a whore? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now I want to ask you something. Do you follow the Sunnah that when you eat food, that either you have to lick your fingers or have your friend lick your fingers?
That's a Sunnah.
Okay, so now if we go to a buffet, you and I, we sit in a buffet. I'm a Muslim, you're a Muslim. We finish eating halal food and I say, my brother, I want you to receive the barakah. Lick my fingers. Would you do what Muhammad did? Because that's what he did. Would you lick my fingers for the sake of Allah and his messenger?
For the sake of Allah, yes.
So you would do that?
Okay, he sent me a link, and it says in there in that link that Islam says to promote, beating women and everything.
Yes, that's in Surah An-Nisa. Open it up. Do you have your Quran?
It says in Quran to beat them only if they welcome other men.
So
they're
you're slow
they're not married. But
young lady, slow down. You're speaking too fast. So you're saying you can only beat them if you feel rebellion. So you're admitting a woman can be beat, right?
Not it also says it also explains in hadith that there is a word written next to it which means lightly.
No, it doesn't. I've studied your deen and I've studied your hadiths. Sahih Bukhari says that a woman was beaten so bad she had a green mark on her body. Asbab al-nuzul, that means the reason why the ayah was sent down. Asbab al-nuzul means the reason why it's sent down. Nuzul, right? Sayyid Muqattal. This verse, men are in charge of women, was revealed about Sa'd ibn al-Rabbi, who was one of the leaders of the helpers, Nuqaba, and his wife Habiba bint Zayd ibn Abi Zuhair, both of whom from the helpers, Ansari. It happened, Sa'd hit his wife on the face because she rebelled against him. Sa'd hit his wife on the face. Then her father went with her to see the Prophet. He said to him, I give him my daughter in marriage, and he slapped her. The Prophet, now pay attention, said, let her have retaliation against her husband. As she was leaving with her father to execute retaliation, the Prophet called him and said, come back. Jibreel has come to me, and Allah exalted as he revealed this ayah, this verse, right? The Messenger of Allah said, we wanted something while Allah wanted something else, and that which Allah wants is good. Retaliation was then suspended. Did you understand what I just read? Okay, now let me see if you did. When the woman got slapped in the face, the husband slapped her in the face. It wasn't lightly. The father went to Muhammad, your prophet, and he goes, okay, get the retaliation. But then the ayah came saying, no, the man has every right to slap his wife. So where did you get lightly from this? Narrated Ikrimah, Rifah divorced his wife. So Rifah divorced his wife. Whereupon Abdurrahman bin Az-Zubayr al-Qurazi married her. Aisha said that the lady came wearing a green veil and complained to her of her husband and showed her a green spot of her skin caused by beating. He hit her so hard he left a bruise. And you'll read it later, you'll see I didn't make it up. It was the habit of ladies to support each other. So when Allah's messenger came, now pay attention to this. This is Aisha, right? Then I'm going to ask you something about Aisha. When Allah's messenger came, Aisha said, I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing woman. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. And look what she said. I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing woman. In other words, the Muslim woman, they suffered more than unbelieving women. That's Aisha, not me. Now watch here. When Abdurrahman heard that his wife had gone to the Prophet, he came with his 2 sons from another wife. She said, by Allah, I have done no wrong to him, but he is impotent. Impotent means he can't be intimate with her in bed. And is as useless to me as this, holding and showing the fringe of her garment. Abdurrahman said, Wallahi, by Allah, oh Allah's messenger, she has told a lie. I am very strong and can satisfy her, but she is disobedient. That's what the ayah says, if you fear rebellion, and wants to go back to Rifah. She wants to go to her first husband. Allah's messenger said to her, if that is your intention, then know that it is unlawful for you to remarry Rifah unless Abdurrahman has had sexual intercourse with you. Then the Prophet saw two boys with Abdurrahman and asked, are these your sons? On that, Abdurrahman said, yes. The Prophet said, now he's talking to the wife, you claim what you claim, i.e. that he's impotent? Wallahi, but by Allah, these boys resemble him as a crow resembles a crow. Did you see your Prophet said nothing to the man about beating her so hard that he left a bruise on her body?
Well, if I'm not a Muslim, then I probably wouldn't be okay with it. Because
so you mean if you were a Muslim and a Muslim came and raped your mother, you'd be okay with it then?
Well, I'm following the ways of the Prophet, right? But listen, this is what I came to ask you, sir.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, get out of here. So I want to ask you this. Be honest with me. If you had a 9-year-old daughter, would you be okay with a 54-year-old man marrying her and having sex with her?
Probably not.
Probably? I got a 13-year-old and a soon-to-be 11-year-old. I swear to you, I'll be in jail if a 54-year-old touched either one of them. I'll be in jail or I'll be killed. How can you follow this 54-year-old pervert who married a 9-year-old minor playing with dolls? And it's in all the authentic sources. Don't let them lie to you because they're embarrassed and they try to explain it away. You're going to follow a man who was 54 years old, who took a 9-year-old and slept with her and left her as an orphan at 18. And this is your example over against Jesus? You're kidding me, right?
Welcome back. Hope you've learned from this amazing video. Please do it to like, subscribe, hit up the notification button so that each time we drop our new videos you'll be notified. And do it to write in the comment section whatever thing you've learned from this amazing video. As you can see in this video, Shamoun was expressing himself with Mohammed Hijab about Islam, which he came up to debate with Shamoun. And after the debate, he ran away and ended up the call from Sam, because I believe he was not having any proof to show to Shamoun. After all proof have been shown to him that Islam is not a right religion to follow, or Islam is not a right religion to follow or abide to their rules, and Islam's worship their Muhammad directly. After this guy ran out from this debate and ended up the court, and he came up next to debate with Sam, telling him they'll meet up the following day. And Shamoun planned, they arranged that there will be no insult and there will be no accusations in each party, which they all agreed. And after coming up to the next day, they found that this guy ran out and even blocked Shamoun in this debate in the social platform, and which another Muslim man came up to debate with Shamoun. And after he tried to think he can win Shamoun in this debate, and Shamoun beat him. Shamoun finally beat him up in the debate. He ran up and even blocked Shamoun on the platform, which means on Facebook, where they do make their own debate. You can find that in this Muslim, you can see they don't know their religion that much, or that they can even defend their religion. This means these guys can't defend their religion or stand in their religion or have any proof to stand that this is the particular thing they're saying, either in Quran or the Hadith. If they claim that these things are real, why not would they stand and debate with Shamoun? You can see in many of their platforms, they are cutting the part in which Shamoun is trying to speak the truth about Islam, not revealing this truth but hiding it from men, so that they'll bring men to the Islam. So I believe these guys don't have proof in their Quran or Hadith to prove any right hidden in their Quran. Thanks for watching this amazing video. Please do it to like, subscribe, hit up the notification button so that each time we drop our new videos you'll be notified.